Welcome, welcome, Wylie Bulldogs Volleyball. We have an exceptionally exciting season opener for you tonight. The Wylie Bulldogs are taking on the San Angelo Central Bobcats, a 6A team. Joining me, the incredibly talented Van Halen fan, Cade Paramore.
Good afternoon, Mr. Singleton. I'm happy to be back on the mic. I'm ready to be back for an awesome season. Wylie's got an almost completely new roster coming into this volleyball. A couple of returners, name people we know. Kiki Bolden, Hattie Mock, they're coming back. But we've got some new faces, including Riley Calvo, Carly Cutbirth, and Danae Dalton. Well, I'm excited to see the matchup we got going on tonight.
Yes, and we're going to hear a bit of intros and then preview the game just a touch. Absolutely stirring. So the teams are going to exchange a little bit of camaraderie at the beginning, and we're going to get into things here. So considering this is our first volleyball broadcast of the year, it's worth noting the significant people that graduated last year from the Wylie team. the absolute first person you have to talk about is the exceptionally talented setter and team captain, Callie O'Connell.
Absolutely.
This was a young lady who was responsible for the signal calling. She was an exceptional defender, and she was the best setter on the team. Last year, we saw her team up with Hattie Mock to great effect, and she's left big shoes to fill, Cade.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, with her being gone, you know, like you said, big shoes to fill. You know, she was absolutely a name guy here. Someone that was always reliable, someone that was always on the court, a wonderful defender, great center, you know. But let's look to the future here. Wiley's got 8 new rookies on their team. Some of them people I know, some of them juniors, some of them sophomores. Wiley's already played 27 games this season, you know, with a 20-7 record. You know, they're on a 2-game losing streak right now. But they beat a lot of great people. You know, they've already played a lot of good games. They beat Jim Ned. They beat Friendship. They've beat, you know, Midland Christian. Schools that you know that are big. Schools that got these big volleyball programs. So it's exciting. It's a new season. We'll look out. But we always have to remember, Hattie Mock's still on this team. Kinley Collier's still on this team. We've got notable name people that we know, people that are exciting. We've got still, you know, these people are juniors. We've still got 2 good years left out of them.
Kinley Collier is a name that you brought up that I think that was exceptionally intelligent of you to bring up, because she's sort of the heir apparent to Callie as the primary setter, the person who's really going to put Hattie Mock in position to score a litany of points. As the action commences here, and handcuffed immediately as the Wylie defender, but that one's set over to Hattie, who sends it back over. And San Angelo Central will start the counteroffensive, blocked by Mock. Mock, known as a stonewall player with a plethora of different moves, as that one will go to San Angelo.
Yeah, you know, like he said, Hattie Mock, she's one of our, you know, awesome defenders. She's easily the tallest girl on the court. She was an exceptional basketball player when she was in junior high. Now she's an exceptional volleyball player here in high school. She's got, you know, if you look at the way she covers the floor, she has just like such a great offensive mind, you know, but a great defensive mind too when it comes to her part. So, you know, we're excited to see what she's got for the rest of this game.
That one sailed just a bit wide to give Central the second point of the game. Volleyball, of course, a best of 5 at varsity level high school. This one set wide to the pin hitter, and they'll return back to position. Libero sets that one, and a beautiful stuff. Wow, but Wylie counter rallies exceptionally. And here's the set from Central, and over the Stonewall defense, and another point for Central. They're playing well together as a unit.
Yeah, something I noticed early on this season that I want to point out. San Angelo Central, a majority of their wins and losses were either 3-0 wins or 0-3 losses. So they're either a team that's going to dominate and steamroll everyone, or they're a team that's going to choke up, like the Cowboys, and lose.
I love that my quips about the Cowboys are rubbing off on even their most loyal fans. As a whistle gets blown there, San Angelo Central, with all the momentum so far, Wylie is playing well and rallying together, playing well as a team, but both sides have made these very clutch rallies early on in this game. From balls that looked dead and forgotten, plays that looked unwinnable, as Hattie says, okay, it's time to stop the bleeding. She sends a missile into the other side of the court, netting Wylie their first point.
Yes, absolutely. Something I saw earlier, you know, when they set it up to get the, you know, the kill shot spike over the net, they're running a 2-girl defense, meaning 2 girls will be stonewall.
Yeah, they're really trying to prevent those downward angle attacks from occurring. And you can see just how much of a force Hattie is up front. Last year I quipped she was like the Kevin McHale of volleyball, the woman of 1,000 moves. You pointed it out earlier. She has a cadre of options to get the ball over the net and into a high percentage kill position. And that one sent over by Central, set, blasted over the net, and an exceptional block from San Angelo Central will sail a bit wide. And it looks like Wylie will retain possession, because obviously once she blocked it and it went out on their side, Wylie got the point. It's 3-4 for Central.
Danae Dalton to set it up, hits it across the net, and it just sails a bit far wide. San Angelo will get that point.
Yep, and that one just a touch long.
You know, I figured this out early on when we started doing team building for this, is that this volleyball court is a lot smaller than the basketball court. And so when you just really hound it with your fist and it sails over, you realize how small the court actually is. But then you got to realize how tight this offense has to be to stay in this court and keep it in between these lines.
That's a great point. Whenever you consider the ferocity with which Hattie Mock is sending these balls over, and especially the angle, it's very, very difficult to defend. Oftentimes you're snap reacting like that.
Wow, really amazing right there. That was number 11, Jenna Strickland, the senior. This is her 4th year playing.
And a great finish from Jenna.
Logan Hill to serve. Stonewall. Jenna Strickland again. You know, she's got a great defensive mind already out here on the court early on.
Jenna playing very well.
And you see up front or towards the net is sophomore Kiki Bolden. This is her 2nd year. She got a lot of hype this season. Or I meant a lot of hype last season.
Yeah, and going into this year, she was also very hyped. This was a freshman who actually started on varsity, which was absolutely awesome to see. Got a lot of playing time.
Yeah, there aren't a whole lot of people that can actually, like, say they can do that as a freshman. But, you know, Wylie has also got a new freshman on his team this year. Kaylee Loudermilk is the other freshman that made varsity, so maybe she's got some big shoes to fill for Kiki Bolden.
Well, you know, Kiki is a player who I think when things are said and done at the end of her senior year will go down in the annals as a Wylie great. That one absolutely scorched into the corner for a Wylie point.
Yeah, great eyes by the line judge over there.
And he did a little jump split there to avoid getting shoe shined.
And Kinley Collier will check in.
Yeah, and as we pointed out in the pre-show, Kinley is sort of the heir apparent to the graduated team captain, Callie O'Connell, as the primary setter. A beautiful serve, sails right over the net.
And it's out. She almost went for it. Kinley Collier back to serve. And it's away.
Great positioning from her. That one right on the line and tipped back down. Nice dig.
Back to Kinley. Kiki sails afar wide.
Very, very close.
Bulldogs 10, San Angelo Central 6 as we've got about a minute left in this quarter as Kinley Collier comes back to serve. Ball's up, across the net, and it's far wide.
Yep. That one, a matter of inches, like the Des Bryant no catch back in 2014.
I think he caught it.
You think? The NFL admitted to it. Of course he caught it. This one shot over, dug, set. And that set was just a touch high, and whenever the pin hitter came in for the finish, it was just too high for her to get a good angle on it. So it bounces ineffectually off the side of her hand, and it'll be 10-8 for the Dogs.
Rodriguez serves it over. Danae back to North.
Just a puissant, beautiful move to attack back middle, and an incredibly powerful shot is unable to be defended. These Wylie girls have pop like Giambi, Paramore.
Oh, absolutely. As Kiki serves it, sails.
Killer serve.
Back to Jenna. Over to Kinley. And it's out.
Yeah, a little high, a little too much mustard on that one, but a great set from Collier.
This is number 12. Addison Gilbert will serve it over. Off to Logan. Back to Kinley. Jenna.
Pushed over. Awkward defense set. And a great defense from number 12, Addison.
And they blow the whistle on that one. It looks like they'll give the point to San Angelo Central. It was a great rally we saw right there.
Nice little back and forth salvo.
Gilbert back to serve. Hits it over. Back to Logan. Kinley.
A great job because the Bulldogs are so consistently targeting the back and back middle with extremely powerful shots. That opens up the front side for the softer play in the same way that pounding the zone with the fastball opens your changeup up. And that one hits the top of the net, unfortunately.
Well, you know, so far, they're either going out or they're hitting the net. You got to find the sweet spot. It's right in the middle.
Yeah, and Kinley Collier's serves in particular were like these nice little knucklers that went just right over. And that's one of those, let me tell you, Paramore, those high serves, when you try to defend them, it's like a high fastball in baseball. It looks so tempting, you think you can defend it, and then you realize after you try, oh crap, I should have let that one go.
Real.
Especially when you're in backline. A talented player on the team, as that one's just ferociously hammered into the teeth of the San Angelo defense. The libero unable to handle that one. One of the stars of the team told me that if you're playing backline and it's above your shoulders, let it go because it'll always be out. That's a rule that I've yet to master.
Yes. I have to mention, we got a hands-on experience earlier this week with the Wylie freshman girls volleyball team.
Oh, no.
They gave us some great knowledge. Well, yeah, you could say that. They gave us some a good general knowledge of what a good volleyball team looks like.
Yeah, as that one's in, an exceptionally potent kill from her. Well done. Beautiful placement, basically impossible to defend that one. And yeah, we played the freshman girls team, and I've got a couple things to say about that. Couple years, Varsity is still going to be good. And when we were playing, it was like, oh, so this is what a real team is like, as they gave us the work. As that one is just beautifully sent over, almost handcuffs the backliner, dug out by Wylie, just over. Great defense from 7. And San Angelo tries to get it over, and they succeed. And that one's set. Mock looking for back middle.
Wow,
San Angelo
barely saved it.
Wow, what a play from them. They keep it going.
Oh.
And a great job by the pin hitter. Set again, Mock.
Stonewalled again. That was number 15 and 16. Gillian Mackey and Ellison Newland were the ones that stopped Hattie Mock in her tracks.
Yeah, great teamwork from them.
Keep a lookout for Danae Dalton tonight. She's got the hops on. I've seen her multiple times jump really high to get these balls.
Tori Robertson here, sends it over. Set. A missile is deflected and lands ineffectually on the Wylie field of play.
Yeah, this defense is only standing in the way of, Wylie tonight. Like I said, they're running a two-girl defense to defend the missiles that Hattie and Danae are attempting to launch over.
Yep, and there's Hattie tenaciously sending it over, and it's defended. The counter salvo dug out, but it will go all the way to the baseline. A lot of power on that one, and this is a scrappy game so far, Cade.
Yeah, absolutely. Or in other words, this has been a defensive game so far. Both teams easily stopping everybody so far.
Doug, another borderline good serve, and that one's sent over. Great hand micro there. Wow. And she sends a screamer across court to circumvent the Stonewall defense. The aim of both teams is just exceptional. So as the timeout occurs, we're going to throw it to ad break. This is Wylie Bulldog Volleyball powered by Taylor Electric.
At Taylor Electric Cooperative, we are more than just the services we provide. For generations, we have been the link that has connected members to our local community. From those who remember when the lights were first turned on to those who rely daily on our high-speed fiber internet, we are here to make certain that those connections never dim. Because we understand that the most important connection we will ever make is the one we make together. At Taylor Electric, we have provided generations with services for living and connections for life.
At Borland Sobin & Partners, your comfort comes first. We understand that going to the dentist can be stressful, so we designed everything to make your visit as easy and relaxed as possible. You'll find a warm team, a welcoming space, and gentle care that focuses on keeping you pain-free. If you're in pain, we offer same-day appointments because you shouldn't have to wait for relief. Whether it's a cleaning or something more involved, we make sure you feel safe, heard, and taken care of every step of the way.
And we're back at Wylie High School. Number 11, Tori Robertson, to send it over. Bulldogs have Bulldogs losing right now, 14-16 against San Angelo Central. It's been a defensive game so far as one gets sent over.
Yeah, and as the libero digs that one, That one sailing over and beautifully defended again. A little push forward. The Bulldogs really varying their shot type. And the same is true of San Angelo's. That one's set, and a whistle gets blown.
Yeah, that was, I think, Kiki Bolden that was about to send that one over for the whistle was called. I think she would have had it.
That one's sent over. Doug, set. Pin hitter blasted into the wall, and you've got to give the San Angelo Central girls all the credit in the world for this consistent, selfless defense that they're playing together.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they've got, they're running the defense really well on the court, right now. So we're excited to see what they got going on for the rest of the game. And we'll cut it to an ad break right now. Taylor Electric Cooperative is still owned by the members it serves. Still neighbors working for neighbors. Services of living, connections for life. Taylor Electric Cooperative. Borland Sobin Partners Dentistry. Cosmetic and family dentistry providing the best care possible. From routine checkups, cleaning and dental implants, and orthodontics. Find them at line at bspdentistry.com.
A great job on that ad read, kid. Why don't you hit him with another?
The Shed Market, your local family-owned and operated one-stop shop for award-winning barbecue and highest quality butcher shop in Abilene, Texas. Visit them at 7925 Buffalo Gap Road, The Shed Market.
A back-and-forth game, and an exciting one at that. Troy Robertson, number 11.
I think they pulled a Jason Kidd over there spilling the water.
Yeah, I think Isaac referenced that in one of the broadcasts last year. The old Jason Kidd kicked the water for a little bit of a timeout trick. And sent over. Dug by the libero. Set again. Mid-range shot. The libero lays out for it. And Hattie tries to send a missile over. And the libero again diving all over the place. That's Logan Hill. Whistle gets blown.
Yeah, she did exceptionally well on that play. She was all over the court on that one. She's got a great offensive mind. She's a real hard worker. Last year, she didn't do so hot in a sense that she didn't get a whole lot of playing time. Now she's starting libero. So, hopefully, she'll have a great season this year. I'm excited to see what she'll do.
Yeah, she was all over the court on that last play, showing exceptional hustle. That one set. Mox does a little slider over like David Cohn, and that one just blisters the middle of the field. Well done by her.
Yeah, like I said, she's always on the court. She's always going to be ready for that spike. This is number 1, Riley Calvo, the rookie on varsity this year.
Hattie sends it right over. Note the angle of her hand was perfect there. Libero Hill, set. Ooh, a nice change of pace there to attack back left, and good adjustment by Central. Libero digging out. Again, Hill's incredibly talented. Mott trying to send it over, defended again. Stonewall defense. And that one sent back for the Dogs. Pushed over. Set for Central. Great defense by the Dogs. A backline shot narrowly misses.
Oh, did she get it? Was it in?
It might have been in, perhaps.
I was going to say, she was a little far from the net to try to spike that one. That was number 12, Addison Gilbert.
It was Central's point. You're right on that one.
Logan Hill sets it up for Kiki. And it goes way into the stands. That was 14, Addison Welch.
Yeah, and Kiki's hitting it so incredibly hard that unless your hand positioning is literally perfect, because there's so much torque and speed on that ball, if it hits any way but the exact way you want it to, it's going to go flying.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that one just hits the top of the net.
San Angelo Central's got a solid lead right now, 21-16, San Angelo Central. As number 15, Gillian Mackey, serves it over for Central.
Yep.
And she almost had it. so far, this is going to be a game of dives. How well can you dive to save the ball?
Yeah, every point matters. Every point matters. Libero digging that one. Set. Stonewalled. And note, every player on Central had sort of crept forward. So when that one went to the back, there was no one there. And it's 18-21. This is a very important serve here coming up for the Dogs. Sent over, an exceptional serve. And oftentimes when you're serving, it's that sweet spot between the frontliners and the backliners that you're targeting. And that one, picture perfect to put the Dogs within 2.
You know, something that I've seen early on that Wylie, I think, is doing a better job of than Central is the way, you know, when Central doesn't have a lot of defenders up by the net, something that, you know, I see Hattie Mott and Kiki do is they tend to wrap their arm around the ball to just pop it right in front of them, just barely over the net.
The more of the downward trajectory, you mean?
Yes.
Like they're sending it straight down as opposed to more of a horizontal movement. A brilliant serve. That was a carbon copy of the first one. Great defense from Central, man. Oh, and the classic AV team, I've got it moment, except that one was super duper high. And it's tied up at 21, so we're going to cut to a commercial break here. This is Wylie Bulldog Volleyball, powered by Taylor Electric.
For over 30 years, Lawrence Hall in Abilene has been voted Abilene's best new car dealer by our customers. That's because we offer the best products from Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC, and the best customer service too. And that is still true today. Great products and great customer service. So the next time you need a new car, truck, or SUV, come see us or visit us online 24/7 at LawrenceHallAbileneOnline.com. Why go anywhere else?
Wylie Bulldog Volleyball returns. We're all tied at 21 in the first game of this exceptionally exciting best-of-5, as San Angelo Central has played well together as a team, as have the Lady Bulldogs. And a lot of blocking has been occurring in this game. Both teams playing great frontline defense and, consequently trying to also play around the blocking. So that's an interesting little dichotomy that we'll see play out throughout the game. Dogs ahead by 1, and she sends it over back to the Wylie side. Set, poked over. Oh, a layout there, another layout, and she sends it over wide. A great effort from the Bulldogs there, and unfortunately just goes a little bit wide.
Close one so far. Bulldogs 22, Central 22. We'll see what they get going for the rest of the period.
Yes, oftentimes the first game in volleyball can really determine how the series goes. As that one's sent over, the libero Hill digs it, back set into a wall.
What a missile.
And San Angelo Central is absolutely fearless when it comes to blocking these high-velocity shots.
Yeah, we'll take a look at number 16. That's Ellison Newman. She's humongous. You know, she's about the size of a Hattie Mock. She's been an excellent defender so far. We got to keep a lookout for her.
Yeah, she's a great player. Collier sets. And it's sent over. The libero defends it. And here comes the third. Blocked. Another great block from Central. Nice. Oh, as they almost fly into each other like Johnny Damon. And that one goes high. A great job by number 9 to intelligently duck down and not take that tempting ball. That was Kinley Collier.
Yeah, what you got to look out for is Newman and Aaliyah Macias, they're just going left and right here on Central side, to block.
Yeah, playing very well in that regard. Wow, beautiful little change of pace there. Almost gets the Dogs. And that one sent into the corner and defended. Both of these teams really letting it all hang out in terms of effort. And Hill, the brilliant libero digs. And a backline shot defended. The libero digs, sent over. Hill again, she's fallen all over the place. That one attacking the back line. Doesn't go. Collier says, oh, that would have been out. And the backliner dives at the 50-50 ball and unable to get it. And that's a bummer for the Dogs.
Yeah, that was a good rally they had at least. I have a personal connection to falling down a lot, so I understand the amount of effort given by Kiki and Logan. It just makes sense.
Well, Cade, the effort that you expend on the field is spent staying off the ground.
Yeah, I try.
And you've gotten a lot better. Addison sends that one over, and it's game point here for San Central. A beautiful change of pace there, almost goes, clips the top of the net. These girls are playing very well on both sides. A rocket defended, and that one hits the top of the net. It'll be 24-all. Remember, you got to win by 2 here.
Yes, absolutely. 24-24 right now as number 11, Jenna Strickland, will go back to serve. Let's see what they can do. Hopefully they can lock in and secure this early first period win.
Yeah. Yeah, really good serve there. It dies right in between the 2 lines. That's what you're going for on some level. Collier sets.
Oh, they almost had it.
Yeah, really close there. So it's match point again.
Number 14, Addison Welch to serve it. Like we said, got to win by 2. Back to Kiki. Kinley sets it. Hattie Mock, and it goes out, and it will be Wylie's point, 25-25.
Hattie has been effective this game, even though, like, usually she's like sort of dominating and wildly oppressive to play against. She's been very good, but San Angelo Central has done a very good job dealing with her.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, you know, they got those 2 defenders up there just kind of hounding on her, really.
The double set to Hattie!
Well, she got that one. That one's going in the highlight tape right there.
Yeah, put that one in the montage, man. A laser beam to the corner. Forget about that. It was like Rocket Clemens lighting up the strike zone.
And they're excited here at Wylie tonight with an eccentric student section. We've got a nice packed house, we've got a nice crowd that came out tonight.
Yeah, a nice little turnout. Now let's go ahead and throw it to one ad here. This is Wylie Bulldog Volleyball, powered by Taylor Electric. Wylie Bulldog Volleyball returns. This one an exceptionally exciting opening game. 26-25, Bulldogs. Now remember, they played at 25, but you got to win by 2. So if the Dogs score here, they'll take the first game, and it's a best of 5.
All right, they've taken a short timeout. They've taken a breather. They've got their water. Let's see if they can just lock in and secure this one dub. Number 7, Annalise Loudermilk will serve it up, the sophomore.
It's set, stonewalled. Wylie point, Wylie game.
Yeah, excellent playmaking right there. Excellent offensive playmaking and playmaking mind. You know the way they've spread the court so far has been well. I think, second quarter, let's take a breather. Let's realize what we've done right, what we've done wrong, what we need to work on, where we need to put people, what plays we need to make, what plays we don't need to make.
Yeah, and Hattie really willed them to victory in that last play specifically. Just would not be denied. And even though San Angelo Central played very well as a team in a unit, ultimately they weren't able to take the victory there. The Wylie Bulldogs take game 1. So we're going to throw it to Ad here. We'll be back in a few. Wylie Bulldog Volleyball, powered by Taylor Electric.
The hunger to win is fueled by a chance to compete and the thrill of the action. The cheers from the crowd energize our team and push them on to victory. Whether it's the pre-game excitement of tailgating or the post-game euphoria of winning celebrations, Market Street always brings an A game to your party. From kickoff to tip-off and the final buzzer to the last out, Market Street is proud to feed the competitive spirit.
Folks, frankly speaking, I was pretty nervous about buying my first ride. It felt like trying to fold a fitted sheet. Confusing and slightly terrifying. But with ATFCU's first-time auto buyer program, it's as easy as just throwing the sheet away. With great rates and free gap protection, ATFCU has me riding in style.
Get on track with the first-time auto buyer program at Abilene Teachers Federal Credit Union. Visit AbileneTeachersFCU.org for more information. All loans subject to credit union approval. Limitations apply. Equal opportunity lender.
$15 to do mine next.
20 up front.
First checking from First Financial Bank.
Smart boy.
Meaningful tools to start a successful financial future today.
For 100 years, Hendrick Health has been the regional leader in healthcare, combining medicine, ministry, and research, providing high-quality healthcare for every patient in West Central Texas, expressing our mission through service consistent with the healing ministry of Jesus Christ, advancing medicine and healthcare through clinical research. In 1924, Hendrick Health was founded by pioneering West Texans who believed in caring for each other. That legacy lives on today, together for better health.
At Taylor Electric Cooperative, we are more than just the services we provide. For generations, we have been the link that has connected members to our local community. From those who remember when the lights were first turned on to those who rely daily on our high-speed fiber internet, we are here to make certain that those connections never dim. Because we understand that the most important connection we will ever make is the one we make together. At Taylor Electric, we have provided generations with services for living and connections for life.
Hello, Wylie fans, and we're back for some second quarter action of some Wylie volleyball. Wylie took that close one just a second ago. We'll see the starters come back out on the court. Danae Dalton and Hattie Mock come out onto the court for the second quarter. All right, if you're just now joining us, first quarter, extremely awesome defensive play so far. You know, I had a friend of mine, Keeling, tell me I talk too much about defense, but I can't help it when all the first quarter was just some great defensive play. Logan Hill comes out. Conversation will start. You know, it was a bit of a slower offensively wise for Wylie. You know, it took them just a minute to get back on. You know, something I think they need to talk about or at least discuss is taking a quick breather and not as much hounding the ball across the court and making smart offensive plays. Annalise Loudermilk will come to serve, and she's waiting for the whistle. And we're back for some second quarter action. Central, back to Logan. She sets it up for Hattie. Almost, and it's out. Wylie gets the first point. Yeah, see, that's what I said a second ago. You know, smart offensive plays. Loudermilk back to serve. Over, sailed.
Set. Little push, brilliant micro there. Set, hammered over, and it's tipsied. Good defense from the Dogs. Logan Hill has been all over the court. Dug that one.
Singleton, I opened with a bit saying that, you know, what Wylie did well and what Wylie didn't do well. What do you think they should focus more on in this second quarter so they can really just secure a good, solid lead?
Well, it's an interesting question because they did play so well as a unit, and they even played individually well. I would say that continuing to communicate well will be crucial, and continuing to work together in regards to Hattie Mock, because she is a top-end, lethal weapon. Her ability to finish like that is truly special. She was somewhat limited in game one, but not truly. It was more just great team play from San Angelo. We've seen her just like snowball games out of control before.
Yes.
So if I was Wylie, even though Hattie played well, I would be doing everything in my power to try to put her in position to succeed. Like that, she's an S-class dynamo, the woman of 1,000 moves. Hattie Mock does it again.
Yeah, like I said, she just always seems to know where to be on the court, you know, just as much as anybody else does, but especially her because most of the time she's just up there in the front.
Yep, using her height to her advantage. Dogs up 4-0 here. And the thing that I said about the first game often determining momentum could be true. We'll see if San Angelo can rally. Oh, a brilliant shot there.
Yeah, Logan almost had it on that one. I think if she had just dived a little further, she would have got it.
Yeah, and you know, maybe that's one of those where it seems 50-50 in your head and that delays you for that second. So San Angelo gets the ball here. Logan Hill absolutely handcuffed on that one. And Kiki looking like me out whenever nobody's communicating, and that look of just utter anguish of we had that so easy, we got to get those. And
yeah.
And she's talking to Logan about, hey, who knows what she's saying verbatim, but as far as whose ball that is, and that one's definitely hers. Set, Hattie, missile defended. That one's way errant, but great rally, and they get it over. What a play from them, but this one's set again. And attempted defense there off the side of the hand, and a brilliant little salvo for the Dogs.
Yeah, that was Danae Dalton right there, you know, just barely tipping it over. I'm glad she got that one.
Yeah, and it's her first year on the team. Isn't that right, kid?
Yes, sir.
Oh, brilliant serve. That's one of those that's sort of knuckling on you, and you know if you let it go, it's going to land in between you and the backliner, but sort of handcuffed due to the good spin rate, little movement on that. Great serve. And another serve with the sort of tricky knuckling movement. That one sent over. Hill digs it easy. Set. Kill shot.
Wow.
My
Absolutely.
goodness.
What a missile.
No chance there. 7 deuce for the Dogs.
Danae Dalton comes to serve. As number 16, Ellison Newland will check in for Central. Danae serves it over. And it's...
Wow, what an attempted rally as she really went almost into the bleachers. Like, wow.
Wow, look at her go.
Forget
Hattie
about
Mock.
it. She's cooking.
Hattie Mock with another missile into the back of the court. No chance of saving that one.
And as they take a timeout, this is exactly what I was talking about. Although Hattie was effective in game one, this is more of what we're used to. She's just decimating the opposition. And we're going to throw it to ad break here. This is Wylie Bulldog Volleyball powered by Taylor Electric.
At Borland Sobin & Partners, Invisalign makes getting a straighter smile simple and stress-free. With clear removable aligners, you can skip the brackets and wires and still get amazing results. We customize every Invisalign plan to fit comfortably and work efficiently, so your teeth straighten over time. You can brush with ease and smile without feeling self-conscious. And we're with you every step of the way, offering expert care and guidance from start to finish. At BSP Dentistry, straightening your smile is comfortable, natural, and easy.
Welcome back, Wylie fans, to Wylie High School. The Bulldogs have an 8-2 lead right now. You know, started this second quarter. Hattie and Kiki have been absolutely cooking early on this offense.
Yes, it has been all Bulldogs in game 2 after an exceptionally close game 1.
You know, this is more of the Wylie we're used to, you know, starting off in a sense that, how do I word this?
They have a lot of momentum and they're dictating the action.
They have a lot of momentum and they dictate the action. Like you said, you have an English degree. I don't. It seems easier for you.
Well, practice makes perfect, Paramore, and I think you're doing a great job. As the Bulldogs try to rally here, it's bouncing around somewhat erratically, but they manage to get it back over. Libero dives. What a play from her as that one goes long and will go to Wylie.
Great early on as Jenna Strickland, the senior, will check back in. Logan Hill going to serve, the talented libero, junior.
She's been all over the court tonight. Lots of effort from her in general. That one's set, kind of in a mid-tier, off-kilter way. Nice backside push pass. Set, over. That was tricky. That was good micro that had set written all over it, and she just dumped it in the area where they weren't. And it was so unexpected that the footwork of the Bulldogs was initially delayed. That's like a nice little hezzy dribble move in basketball. We'll play from there.
Absolutely.
15 scorches it over, dugout, set, hammered by 11, but defended. And 12 hammers it back.
Danae, what a great save as Kiki barely tips it over.
Rocketed back. And this one's set. 11 hammers it.
Excellent from Jenna Strickland right there. Great playmaking and great play calling.
Yep. Jenna Strickland, number 11, really doing a great job on that play. And it's worth considering she was fighting through that wall defense there. So well played from her.
Kinley Collier and Ava LaCroix come in to set for the game. You know, Ava LaCroix, she's our senior. She's been doing excellent. Kinley Collier, great leadership, great team building she's got going on early on. Like you said, early on, you know, Callie O'Connell type.
Yeah, she sets up the offense. She helps her teammates. She's like a great point guard in basketball, right? She stacks those assists. And, oh, my goodness gracious. That one just sails barely outside, but what really jumped out to me was Kiki's footwork. Like the set went higher than she expected.
Yes.
And she like hung in the air and was still able to get a great attempt off. Oh, even though that one didn't work out, that was solid. Sent over, Logan Hill lets it go intelligently. Back to the Dogs.
See, those are easy points for Wylie. We'll take those all day.
Right over the net. And when you think about serves that are difficult to defend, oftentimes they look like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. You know, it's just all about the play calling and knowing where you are, where you're supposed to be on the court. That's something I could never truly fully wrap my mind around because, you know, it's not like, you know, basketball and football where you got like these places you're supposed to be. Volleyball's unexpected. You don't know what they're going to do. And this court is smaller, so you have all sorts of places that you can be. And, you know, you don't want to have a Matthew Parker, I got it moment and just run into someone because, you know, that would be bad. But, you know, something that Wylie, I think, has great smarts on is just knowing where they're supposed to be, especially when it comes to Danae Dalton.
Agreed. And to your point, whenever you have these long-winded back and forths where there's a bunch of rallying going, sometimes the inexperienced player, as that one sails in for Wylie, the inexperienced player can almost like feel like they're out of position, like where do I go, because everyone's moving around and sometimes shifting with the ball. So that's something I empathize with too completely.
This is number 11, Jenna Strickland.
Yeah, her serves have been great today. Dug by the libero. Set. And a nice attack there from Central.
Logan Hill will check back in for Strickland. Bulldogs hold a 7-point lead right now, 14-7 here in the second quarter.
Second game of a best of 5.
Yes.
Missile deflected. Good defense. Set to the outside. And stonewall defense from Mock. Almost gets them the point. Here's a wide set and a great adjustment there as that one was like chest level. Falling around the net. That one was weird. You had about 3 balls in a row that went straight up an inch away from the net.
Yeah, well, Danae, she really stayed in that top left corner. She'd go forward. Once Jenna or Hattie would get it, she'd cock back straight, you know, to try to get ready for the spike. And she almost had it. She almost got it. You know, it's all about how you hit the ball in your hand or else it's going to fly out like that.
Absolutely. The Bulldogs hold a solid edge here.
This has been a good game so far. This makes me excited for volleyball season.
It absolutely has been a good game. a missile sent into the Wylie back line. Net Central a point.
Looks like a little confusion right now on the Wylie side of the court as two bodies went flying on that one.
Six-point lead for the Dogs. Libero digs it. Set back. 13 into the wall. Great defense by Central.
Yeah, you know, great defense by Central right there. Hattie just almost was up there. She almost could have got it.
Doug, set. Ooh, and Hattie went for one of her signature Kevin McHale style moves, sort of like a drop step, if you will, the basketball equivalent. And unfortunately, she just wasn't able to get lift over the net for that one. We're going to throw it to ad break here. Wylie Bulldog volleyball powered by Taylor Electric.
At Taylor Electric Cooperative, we are more than just the services we provide. For generations, we have been the link that has connected members to our local community. From those who remember when the lights were first turned on to those who rely daily on our high-speed fiber internet, we are here to make certain that those connections never dim. Because we understand that the most important connection we will ever make is the one we make together. At Taylor Electric, we have provided generations with services for living and connections for life.
For over 30 years, Lawrence Hall in Abilene has been voted Abilene's best new car dealer by our customers. That's because we offer the best products from Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC, and the best customer service too. And that is still true today. Great products and great customer service. So the next time you need a new car, truck, or SUV, come see us or visit us online 24/7 at LawrenceHallAbileneOnline.com. Why go anywhere else?
Welcome back, Bulldog volleyball fans. We're back. Bulldogs have a 15-11 lead right now over the San Angelo Central Bobcats. Back to finish off this second period. And Hattie Mott gets it again, another one of her signature Kevin McHale kill shots.
Yep, and her length allows her to attack her opponents with a plethora of different moves. When someone is so powerful and so tall like Mock, the ability to completely get the soft stuff going like Jamie Moyer makes it very difficult to play against. Libero digs it. Nice job by her. Set. And a stonewall defense from Mock.
Yeah, it was really good right there. They've got, so far really rolling on this defense in this second period.
Yeah, playing really well together with 6-point edge.
That was number 2, Morgan Bearden. She's the rookie sophomore here on Varsity this year. Set it up.
Cross-court set. Ooh!
Oh, and just a little out.
Yeah, I mean, just barely. Just barely. But the set there, my goodness. Cross-court, really sort of testing the defensive positioning. I love the set there. Libero Hill digs it. She's had an exceptional night. And that one, unfortunately, into the top side of the net.
Number 11, Tori Robertson sends it. Back to Kiki. Spike. And it goes sailing out. It knocks her over.
Kiki Bolden, that's a signature move from her. I mean, when you face off against Kiki Bolden, it's the same feeling that you would get from batting against Nolan Ryan or Rocket Clemens. You know that thing is coming at you, and it is coming at you hard.
Absolutely. Pressure? What pressure?
Yeah, that's something you put in your tires, as Alec Manoa once quipped, as Central sends it center cut, and it's going to be dug by the libero, sent back over, and the one-hand defense was not able to stymie the blow, and the Dogs are really cooking here.
Yeah, they've really started to get going. 19-13, Bulldogs hold a steady lead as it goes back to Libero Hill.
That one's set. Great defense. If you're unfamiliar with high school varsity volleyball, best of fives, they play to 25 points. You got to win by 2. Wylie's up 1-0 in maps, and they're up by 7 points in map 2. 15 has it deflected. And it's set over. And wow, a missile deflected. And here it comes again. Ooh, look at that little change of pace. Almost falls. The libero digs it. 16, sends it over, deflected. Hill takes it, set again. Ooh, a great defense by the libero. Central really showing heart here. And the Wylie Bulldogs scattering around, going cross court. Kiki with the weird angle and not able to finish, as that one came at a really weird angle, like an isosceles triangle.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, man.
It's the first and last time you'll ever hear me make a math joke.
Yeah, that actually reminds me. I think I have math homework that I need to do. Thank you, Singleton.
Don't let it be said that I'm not supportive of the math teachers. The 15 is going to serve here, Gillian Mackey. Oh, it touches the top of the net. And that's one of those that mentally you almost like give up on when it hits the net, and when it squirts over, it can be very difficult to defend. It's like if you're defending against a talented receiver, and if you're a receiver in football and you're facing against a good corner and they tip it right before it gets to you. It's hard to adjust to that last second tip. That one sent over again and set. Beautiful little push there to keep him honest. And wow, what a dig, good effort. Sent over again. Back middle targeted. Hill sends it over towards 5.
That was Reese Cave right now. Just couldn't get enough height on it.
Yep. 20-17 Bulldogs. So 3-point game. Central bringing it back close. Great serve. This is a very talented server, number 15, Gillian Mackey. And she is getting her team momentum here, Paramore.
Yeah, I think there's a little confusion on that play right there. That point went to Central, and I saw some confused, shocked looks on the Wylie side.
And they'll call a timeout to talk about it. So we're going to throw it to ad break here. Wylie Bulldogs volleyball powered by Taylor Electric.
To do my next.
20 up front.
First checking from First Financial Bank.
Smart boy.
Meaningful tools to start a successful financial future today.
Welcome back, Wylie Bulldog Volleyball, and it's been a great one so far. Big ups to Hendrick Clinic Bone and Joint, specializing in orthopedic, sports medicine, and pain management to help succeed through your seasons. It's Hendrick Clinic Bone and Joint. What has jumped out to you about the second game, Cade?
What has jumped out to me is that Wylie has finally got the offense up and rolling. Kiki and Hattie and Logan both being all over the court. They've got some spikes. They've got some tips. You don't really know what they're going to do. So that's what has stood out to me so far, to secure this early on 20-18 lead.
And we see the old rule come into play there. If you're a backliner and it's over your head, let it go.
Absolutely.
And the Bulldogs take a 3-point advantage. Notably, Hattie Mock getting a rest on the bench. Sent over. Libero digs it. Wow, blocked. Ooh. The ref says no.
A little extracurriculars right there coming out of Kiki's mouth. She didn't really like that call. I don't blame her.
I love it. Yeah, number 13, Dalton, also vexed at that call. And that one sent way back, way back. And it's 3 points here for the Dogs again, 22-19.
Here comes Kiki to serve, launches it.
Wylie shuffling around wildly, still able to defend. Set.
Great save by
Another
Kinley.
dive. Oh, and they get it over. What a rally. Passionate play there. The long set, fine center cut, but defended and Collier sends it over. Set again. She attempts back left, doesn't go. A nice change of pace there.
Excellent right there. That play was all Kinley Collier. She was all over the court with that one and had 2 excellent, great saves you'll have to rewatch later.
Yeah, and she's checking her elbow there as she hit the court super hard. But when that gets you the 23rd point of match 2, you're feeling good about that one. The elbow pain, not really there so much anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're excited right now.
Yeah, think Jake DeGrom this season. No pain in that elbow at all when you're playing that well.
Oh, please don't jinx it. Please don't jinx it.
The season couldn't get any worse. There's nothing to jinx.
Yeah, you're right.
And in fact, I might jinx him into making the playoffs at this point. See how silly that is? Big
hilarious.
Don't get me started on the Cowboys either. Big ups to Lawrence Hall Chevrolet. Lawrence Hall provides a vast selection of new and used vehicles, exceptional car care and customer service with a smile. Recognized as Abilene's best new car dealer by Abilene Reporter News for over 20 years. Lawrence Hall Chevrolet. Let me hit you with another. Abilene Glass and Mirror. Since 1946, Abilene Glass and Mirror has been Abilene's preferred glass and mirror shop, and you're sure to find what you're looking for. Visit them online at AbileneGlass.com.
And we're back now here late in the second quarter, 23-29. Kiki's going to send it over.
And it's a great one attacking the back right. Set high. Great job, excellent layout, and she's trying to crawl away so Logan can play it. That one's set. Central showing a lot of moxie in these games. That one's set wide.
It was a bit out. Or no, was it in? I think they called it in.
I think the left side judge had that one in.
Oh, nice.
But as it stands, map point here for the Dogs, who currently stand up 1-0 in the best of 5. Great serve. Oh, it's just long though, man. Couple inches, that's one of those where you look back and it's either out by 2 inches or you lose the game. So good effort there. And remember, you got to win by 2 in volleyball. So San Angelo's playing for their life with this serve.
You know, it's also important to note San Angelo's a 6A school. We're a 5A Division II school. A win like this would be a great way to start off, regular season play.
Could not agree more with that. We're here in our first stream of the year, and the girls have played a bit so far, but this is the first live broadcast that we're going to do. And we're going to also be hitting you with a lot of the home district games this year, especially the games that occur on Tuesdays. And that play is an exceptional one from Central, as they are really coming together here in a moment where they are being tested as warriors. And one of their best players, Addison Gilbert, is trying to show them the light. And wow, that one just scrapes the net. Collier sets wide. And man, oh man, it is a 1-point game now. It's a couple close calls on the back end go the way of San Angelo.
All right, well, this is the part when I put in Hattie Mock, someone reliable that I know can be up front and really secure us these points.
Wow, beautiful wrist movement there to adjust to that. And that one's sent over wide, and the Dogs take it.
Wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
The Wylie Bulldogs go up 2-0 in this best of 5. They've played 2 exceptionally close, exciting games. San Angelo Central holding their own, playing valiantly. Wylie Bulldog Volleyball powered by Taylor Electric.
$15 to do my next.
20 up front.
First checking from First Financial Bank.
Smart boy.
Meaningful tools to start a successful financial future today.
Whether an organized team sport or walk around your neighborhood, Hendrick Clinic Bone and Joint, Action Sports Medicine, and Action Physical Therapy understand the importance of keeping your family moving. From diagnosis to recovery, our team of physicians, orthopedic surgeons, and physical therapists provide personalized care for sports injuries, joint pain, and more. With state-of-the-art technology and more than 40 years of experience, our team will get you back to what keeps you moving.
At Borland Sobin and Partners, your comfort comes first. We understand that going to the dentist can be stressful, so we designed everything to make your visit as easy and relaxed as possible. You'll find a warm team, a welcoming space, and gentle care that focuses on keeping you pain-free. If you're in pain, we offer same-day appointments because you shouldn't have to wait for relief. Whether it's a cleaning or something more involved, we make sure you feel safe, heard, and taken care of every step of the way.
At Taylor Electric Cooperative, we are more than just the services we provide. For generations, we have been the link that has connected members to our local community. From those who remember when the lights were first turned on to those who rely daily on our high-speed fiber internet, we are here to make certain that those connections never dim. Because we understand that the most important connection we will ever make is the one we make together. At Taylor Electric, we have provided generations with services for living and connections for life.
I'll be frank, I love how Abilene Teachers Federal Credit Union treats their members. When you need something, they don't make you sit on the phone talking to a robot. Get me, a human! ATFCU connects you with a real employee who's local, and I do much better with real people. Human! Hi! Abilene Teachers Federal Credit Union. Real people, real service.
Your savings federally insured by NCUA.
Wylie Bulldog volleyball returns, and the Bulldogs currently hold a 2-0 advantage in the best of 5. Cade, what's jumped out to you about this set?
All right, well, first off, first quarter, great defensive play. Second quarter, great offensive play. Let's merge the both of those so we can have a great 3-game Wylie sweep.
Totally agree. The Bulldogs really eyeing the sweep here.
Logan Hill sets it. Off to Dene. Back out. Going for the spike. It's over. Back to Kiki. Sets it for Dene.
Yeah, beautiful change of pace from Dene. Because whenever they set that initially, it almost looked like it was going to go to Mock. So obviously they're worried about a high, hard one. And then it goes over to her, and she sort of attacks the soft spot of the defense.
Dene flies it over.
Just tipped over. Hill digs it. She's been just exceptional all game. That one hammered over, but defended. 11 sets it. And defense there from the Dogs is solid, but the ball does sail wide, so it'll be a point for San Angelo.
Yeah, keep a lookout for this third quarter. Reese and Hattie, they're both two of our defensive partners that we're going to see up close. Over to Logan. And that one just seemed to be just a lack of knowing where to be. That point goes to Central.
I think Kiki was sitting in like her primary pin hitter position for a big kill.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And she just found like San Angelo purposely targeted that. I think that was huge by Kiki, a little revenge there. But I think that was just more solid micro from San Angelo than it was any sort of positioning error, to be honest.
Okay, well, yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, there was a big gaping hole, to your point. And here's Logan Hill, who's had a heck of a game. And that one's dug successfully. Set. That one hit high and defended. Mid-range shot there, barely defended, goes at a really awkward angle, and she's on the other side there, and it'll be a point for the Dogs.
Logan Hill will take it back to serve. Strickland up front.
Set. Stonewall Strickland. Yes, sir.
Hey, she hit the singleton.
The fireworks celebration. No bow and arrow in her celebration. Here's Hill again. Defended. And note how Strickland was there and that weird sort of mid-range dying ball that can be difficult to defend. She's right there saying it's not even going to come over. I'm not even. It's almost like a first baseman worried about a short hop, so he just stretches out and nullifies it as that one just clears the net. What a serve from her. That one attacking back middle. Set. Strickland. Defended. And the Bulldogs get a hand on it, but again, it sails errantly there. 5-3 Dogs, up 2-0 in the best of 5.
Keep a lookout this Friday for our home football stream. It's Wylie High School's homecoming against Coronado.
It should be a banger game, to be honest.
Absolutely. And also remember, coming up soon, we'll be posting a lot more of our student highlight reels that we've got posted.
Yes, we're going to be working on video content that will not only air on the live stream, but will be posted as a standalone video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That one's sent over, and she is one of their most talented players, Gillian Mackey. I would say Gillian Mackey, 15, and Addison Gilbert, 12, are their two best servers. As 15 checks out there, that's Mackey.
Yeah, Kiki got a good one on that one. Kinley Collier will check back in to serve as she steps back. You know, she had a good rally early on in the second quarter. Let's see what she's got going on for this one.
Libero digs it. It's set. Sent over and defended. Collier. Smoke show.
And I think they called it out.
Yeah, a lot of heat on that one. Just didn't go. You almost saw a vapor trail behind that ball. It was moving so fast. And like an Aaron Judge homer, goes over the boundary. Isn't that amazing?
Truly.
Doug, set. Ooh, a little up and under. Great adjustment. Sent over, high ball defended. Oh, yeah.
Great one for Wylie. You know, just look earlier. Danae just knew where she knew where she was going to have to be to get that ball over the net.
Yeah, and that was like a Darren O'Day level slider. You start from way over on the right, cuts across, very difficult to defend. Speaking of that, a near perfect serve comes through. Great defense there from Central. They've been playing well as a unit despite the 2-0 map score.
Bang! Danae Dalton with the kill shot.
Yes, both her and Kiki Bolden have been really popping off as pin hitters, who are the outside frontliners who primarily go for the kills off of the big sets. And it'll be Kiki to serve, and the Dogs are up by 3. A missile just clears the net. Set, high.
That was number 4. That was Jamin Gibson. She had kind of a windup on that one. It goes straight into the net.
Yeah, that was like a Paul Bird's old windup. She had all the time in the world, really cranked up for that one, and it unfortunately went into the net. Kiki can really snowball this rubber match here, by the way.
Yes.
With the Dogs up 2-0, she's one of the best servers. She can really start to pour it on. Beautiful serve. Libero sends it over. Backside set Collier. And the defense flummoxed by that one. One thing Collier's done a great job of is doing like the traditional forward side, like long looping sets, but also the sort of like backside sets to the outside pin hitter, which makes it way more difficult to defend. And if you look at like her body language and footwork, it's very difficult to tell which one she's going to do until she hits the ball.
Yeah, that's what she's good at, is just setting up for these kill shots for Danae and Hattie. You know, to keep a lookout for that for the rest of the period. That is what will secure Wylie this sweep.
Absolutely agree.
Like that one.
I love that deke play, by the way, on the front line. Deke, of course, means decoy. The front liner ran up and acted like she was going for a big kill shot. And a timeout is taken here from San Angelo Central. We'll throw it to ad break. This is Wylie Bulldog basketball powered by Taylor Electric.
At Taylor Electric Cooperative, we are more than just the services we provide. For generations, we have been the link that has connected members to our local community. From those who remember when the lights were first turned on to those who rely daily on our high-speed fiber internet, we are here to make certain that those connections never dim. Because we understand that the most important connection we will ever make is the one we make together. At Taylor Electric, we have provided generations with services for living and connections for life.
Welcome back to Wylie Bulldog Volleyball, powered by Taylor Electric. Taylor Electric Cooperative is still owned by the members it serves, still members working for neighbors, services for living, connections for life, Taylor Electric Cooperative. As that one is sent into the back middle of Wylie, and a great play from San Angelo Central.
Yes, absolutely. It took a minute. I wonder what Coach could have possibly said to them. Maybe San Angelo Central will get back into it for this third quarter. We'll see. I don't know. So far, it's been all Wylie.
Yeah, although Central has played well despite the score. And that one, the classic high fastball that is oh so tempting to defend. And it's like never a good, seemingly from my experience, when you're on that back line and it's over your shoulders, not only are you not going to be able to do anything with it, oftentimes it's always hit so hard where it's hard to defend even if you can get two good hands on it.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it any better.
And look at that, a play right out of the AV playbook as she defends that initially, but then it just sort of falls impotently to the ground.
Classic.
Have you noticed how little there are communication errors in this game? It's like someone is always going for it. Wow, what a serve from her. Like a Brandon Webb sinker over the net. What a serve. As the Bulldogs are starting to run away with this one, it's 14-6. And Strickland has played exceptionally well, man. Her serves have been killer, and her front lining has been solid, too.
Yes, another thing to note to anybody that is watching, Singleton thinks communication is the biggest thing, and he is right. Wylie has been communicating very well all night on the court. San Angelo Central kind of off and on, you know.
Yeah, I would describe San Angelo's communication as good, to be honest.
Yes.
That they haven't made a ton of mistakes, but then that would make Wylie's great, right? Mm-hmm. And if you compare like this varsity game to like an amateur volleyball game, seemingly half of the plays in an amateur game end with communication errors or people looking at each other, sort of like with a mixture of revulsion and guilt. But if we look at these two very talented teams play, there's really none of that. They're calming very well. They're always there for each other. And these are two killer teams, man. Collier sets it. Hattie Mock, laser beam. The woman of 1,000 moves does it again.
Yeah, excellent playmaking right there. Great offensive mind. Great, wonderful spread she's got going on. Such a great offensive mind. Someone we see out of like a Patrick Mahomes type with an offensive mind.
Now here's a guy. She doesn't need the NFL to help her win. She's got all the talent legit. That one sent over. Set. Pin hitter goes for it. Mid-range shot. Nice. Backside set. Little lollipop over. Almost falls. Central rallies. Here's the set. Hattie again. Into the net. You'll note like how frequently Hattie changes her shot type, okay? Whether this be velocity, angle, left or right. If you made like a heat map of Hattie Mock's points, it'd be all over the map as opposed to like the Joey Gallo heat map that's all in like the same little spot. Oh, he's only going to pull.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if there's a true pull hitter in baseball, like a lefty slugger that can only pull, then Hattie Mock is like more of the Wade Boggs, like all fields hitter.
Yes. You know, I can really only imagine what, you know, these San Angelo girls are thinking when it comes to Hattie Mock. It's either this ball is either going to go sailing above my head or it's going to fall right at my feet. I need to be prepared for whatever she will do.
Yeah, and her defense is just as oppressive to play against, to be honest. Especially if you're a frontliner.
Toya Robinson will launch it on down for the Bobcats.
Doug. Set. Hattie. Woo! Beautiful by the libero. You really have to give the libero credit. All the credit in the world, in fact, to the San Angelo libero. You know, it takes courage to sit there in front of those missiles and try to relentlessly dig them. And Addison Welch did a great job of that, defending a Hattie Mock missile. 11 sends it right over for San Angelo. Tori Robertson. And the libero defends again for San Angelo. Ooh. Set. Outside. And here's the set again. Beautiful. That's what I'm talking about, man. Those deceptive little plays. Set. Hammered. Off the side of her hand. 11 sends it over.
Great save.
Yeah, great teamwork too. Woo. Awkward defense. Saves it. Sent over. This is a killer little back and forth. Outside set.
Oh.
What defense by 12. Kiki set. Outside set. And again defended. Dive. Back over. Wow, what a screed this is. Hattie Mock.
Oh,
wow.
man, she got it. Hattie Mock, the woman of 1,000 moves.
And she comes right over the top like Jonathan Papelbon in the 9th inning.
Yeah, that was a great rally by Wylie right there. Excellent offense.
For my money, the back and forth of the night. The back and forth of the night.
Bulldogs 18, Bobcats 10.
Set, hammered! And the Dogs running away with the momentum.
Yeah, excellent. You know, those two of my favorite tall women on this team, Hattie and Kiki, doing an excellent job.
They are really playing well together. Set. Lefty. Little southpaw action. And honestly, like when she finished lefty, it was almost like Wylie wasn't ready for the angle that she was going to hit lefty. Nice little southpaw finish there, makes it 19-11. Doug, set. And that one initially tipped, but only enough to help the Dogs. And at 20-11, this is becoming a very tenuous situation for San Angelo as number 6 for the Dogs checks out. And that's Hattie, who's just been decimating the opponent. You know, San Angelo Central has played very well throughout the night, even though they barely lost the first 2 games. The first game, they were dealing with Hattie reasonably well. The second game, it was classic Hattie Mock, the woman of 1,000 moves, putting a ton of pressure out onto her opponent. And it's the same thing in game 3 where she's really popping off in the same way. 20-12.
It'll go to the Bobcats to serve it, as hopefully they can just try to get anything going for this third quarter.
Sent over and set. Backside set. And she tried to go across the way there. And a net violation or foot fault perhaps will net the Dogs the point.
Yeah, that was number 5, Reese Cave with the long shot. Number 9, Kinley Collier to serve. She's been an excellent server so far.
Yep, and it's 21-12 like the Rush album. Central running out of chances. And that one high. The pin hitter was trying to crash in and finish, but that one stayed up in the air too long. The Dogs need 3 points to secure the sweep.
And it'll be a timeout.
Yeah, so we'll throw it to ad break just one more time. Wylie Bulldog Volleyball powered by Taylor Electric.
The hunger to win is fueled by a chance to compete and the thrill of the action. The cheers from the crowd energize our team and push them on to victory. Whether it's the pre-game excitement of tailgating or the post-game euphoria of winning celebrations, Market Street always brings an A game to your party. From kickoff to tip-off and the final buzzer to the last out, Market Street is proud to feed the competitive spirit.
The Wylie Bulldogs here, knocking on the door of a sweep, up 22-12 in the third game, up 2-0 in map score. Just 3 more points needed for victory. Little knuckler goes, all the way back into Tenafly.
Yeah, big ups to our student section tonight. They've had a wonderful job. You know, I don't know if you saw, I saw them down here with your signature whiteboard trolling the San Angelo Central student section.
They're writing silly stuff on the whiteboard. A
Absolutely.
play right out of the Singleton playbook. Doug, good effort. And here's a set backside. Hammered over, countered. Nice little push pass. Whistle blows, and a net violation, presumably.
(23-13), Bulldogs with the 10-point lead, now hoping to get a finish sweep, and it'll be a long bus ride home for San Angelo.
Yeah, number 6 is going to come in to serve, Brooklyn Rodriguez.
Kinley sets it up, and it'll go into the net.
Brooklyn Rodriguez sends it over. It's dug and set and hammered into a wall. Patty caked around by the net. And, you know, those are really difficult to deal with when the ball is almost like rolling off of the net onto your side. It's hard to, like, get it off of the net without hitting the net itself. And the Bulldogs just need one more point to complete the sweep of the 6A team here, and it'll be Kiki to try to finish.
Let's see what she'll do.
Oh, my goodness.
She did it.
Finishing with an explanation point. And the Wylie Bulldogs defeat the 6A San Angelo Central Bobcats with a clean sweep. And Cade, even though this was a sweep, this is a very close series, an incredibly well-played series by both teams. And before we wrap it up here, I just want to hear your thoughts on who was the player of the game or some people that stood out.
Oh, man, player of the game. Oh, man.
There's so many good ones.
There's really two. There's so many to give it to.
We don't have to pick necessarily one. Let's riff a bit about who popped off.
Oh, yeah. Obviously, Hattie Mock and Kiki Bolden, the two tallest girls on the team. To me, those were my two players of the game. They popped off offensively and defensively.
Yes, you also have to look at Jenna Strickland, whose serving and frontlining was impeccable. I think she had a great game. And then you know who also jumps out to me, Logan Hill, the libero, and she's not just jumping out at you because she has a different colored jersey. Here is a young lady all over the court, sacrificing her body in a game where both maps 1 and 2 were neck and neck down to the end. So if she doesn't show that effort, it is completely believable and reasonable to say that they might have lost.
You know, and this is kind of her, all right, here I am season. She didn't get a whole lot of playing time last season, but now she's getting it, and now she's doing amazing. So I'm excited to see what she's got in store for the rest of the season.
Yeah. So make sure you tune in to our stream on Friday. It's going to be the homecoming football game.
And stay tuned for more player spotlights that'll be rolling out soon.
Yeah, make sure you sub to the channel. So for Wylie Bulldog Productions, I'm Wright Singleton. A big ups to my entire crew that came out tonight, and especially big ups to Cade Paramore, who was on the mic with me tonight. Final score, Bulldogs win 3-0. What a game from them. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and have a good night.